Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It does nothing. Everyone's dead. No. Ryan, look at you. Why would you do it? Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Stylosa and this is the glorious OverAnalyzed, our wonderful Overwatch community coaching series. That's right, it's finally back. All right, guys, apologies for all of the delays which have been going on. If you've seen a couple of the videos I put out a few weeks ago where I was talking about what was going on with my health, I'm still going through those things, but I'm having a lot of days now where I'm able to sort of get things done and then I take a few days off resting. So yeah, it's basically letting me get back to start making more of the stuff that you guys expect to see on the channel, which is awesome stuff. All right then, so remember, this is OverAnalyzed. If you want to send in a video clip to appear on this series, then go to the link in the video description below or go to unitlost.com/overanalyzed and submit your clips away. And remember, if you are bronze, sometimes I might select those bronze to go in the new show, the Bronze Heroes show, which is more specific to bronze kind of coaching. And we also enjoy ourselves watching the crazy world of bronze. Anyway, I want to show you guys this because we've now got the spectator options. These are friggin' beautiful because we can change loads of different stuff. But the best thing by far is this. Objective capture sounds are now turned off. That means we will not hear that ridiculous, annoying beep, 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 every time you pause the game when an objective is being captured. So that's good. The other options, they're all right for now. We'll just leave this how it is. We're not too fussed. So let's get stuck into this because we're going to take a look at Gekko. This is a Reinhardt player. And the reason why we're going to do this is twofold. Firstly, is Reinhardt meta? The answer to that is no. So we've got that out of the way. And the second one is, this is a console player going to PC. And I always enjoy these. But what I really enjoy about this is that this is a Platinum 2,800 rated tank player on console, on Xbox and PlayStation. But on PC, he's only silver. He's only 1,700 and doesn't understand why and wants to know how they can fix this. Now, before we get into this, I think there is a debate to be had here, and I know you guys are going to go crazy in the comments below about this, and rightfully so. But generally what we see is if you are a Platinum player on console, you're probably like a gold player on PC when you immediately switch over. But then you start picking up what's going on PC, and then you start learning the way the game's played there, and you generally start picking up pretty quick. I don't know why that's the case, and I've also got to say as well, let's be real here, right? If you're like a GM player on console, you're a GM player on console, right? Don't be ashamed of that. Don't ever compare it to other platforms and go, oh, well, you know what? That's only like a diamond on PC or whatever. That might not even be true, right? Just worry about your own platform that you play on. The good news is, if you are a Platinum player, a tank is in this question, in this example, then it's probably going to be a pretty good player and should be easily able to get out of silver with some minor adjustments to their play. All right, then, let's play this. So we can see we've got a Bastion on our team. So we just need to think, like, all you need to think as a tank, especially a main tank player. Nice catch on that as well. Yeah, so we walk out the... Okay, we go for a fire strike straight away. We took a bunch of damage. It's not too worrying because our healers are going to get ult charge from that. But we should always keep our shield up as we walk across this bridge. Now, I've got to... Okay, so... you know what? It's been a while since I've done an overanalyze. So what I think I'm going to do here is we're not going to focus too much on what's going on with the teams. I think we're just going to focus on your play because Reinhardt, there's a lot of little micro plays where if you mess up, it can really cause a problem. So we should have had our shield on this bridge. This is because it was high HP anyway. It was not going to get destroyed. They don't have enough front-loaded damage here to wipe it out. They do have a Junkrat and there's a Reaper over there, but the Junkrat wasn't really spamming us. We could have put our shield up, right? The reason why we do that is because we don't want to get hit by a rock by Sigma. Because if he puts us down on the ground, we've got a problem. We're going to take a ton of damage. But not only us, our team are going to take damage. And they could have had somebody like a Farah or who knows what with a boop. And they could have booped you off, which obviously wouldn't be great. And your barrier would have stopped that. All right, so let's just keep playing through this. Let's go into sort of... Let's just track you as you go through here from the sky. So we should keep our barrier up here. Okay, we dropped it because we don't want it to get destroyed. We're swinging. Taking damage. We're taking a lot of damage. Ooh. So, like, why have we got our back turned here? Like, I mean, what are we doing? Like, our back is turned. See, things like this really highlight, like, sometimes how mental players, like, I don't even know what this is. I think it's just a bad decision, right? I mean, obviously the Junkrat's up above there, and he's just shelling us from above. We're probably going to die here. Let's jump on board. We're probably going to die. No, we did turn around in time. So you knew the damage was front-loaded and it was coming from that position. I'm not too sure why we turned around. So we want to make sure our barrier doesn't get destroyed. And we still, like, you're doing really good barrier management and we're pushing forward pretty well here. Like, look at this picture here. This picture in front of me now is actually fine, right? So, yeah, our barrier is about to go. But our Bastion, I think our Bastion's legit right behind us, right? Yeah. So our Bastion's got a kill. We're 1 up. I hope our Bastion just sets up somewhere here. And then we can just walk forward into this. And then we've got to use just our sheer Reinhardt bulk to push it forward. Now, we need to talk about the meta. And I'm going to highlight this once, and then we'll forget about it for the rest of the video. This is the best tank in the game. By far, the best tank in the game. If you're a Reinhardt main and you want to play Reinhardt, that's fine. This guy is insane. Now, I think Sigma's great, right? I think his kit's phenomenal. I think his design's great. I love his voice actor. Everything about this. I don't like the fact he's got his feet out, but who does? That's why I always use the Talon skin. But although sometimes I do use the Oracle skin and he does have his feet out. That's kind of sick. But yeah, like he's the best tank in the game. Dead simple. Why he's the best tank? He can do everything at once. He's got an answer for everything. He can throw a shield out while he's doing damage. If his shield's taking damage, you can get rid of his shield, then he can turn on his suck. And then he eats all the projectiles, gives himself a personal shield. Of course, while this is going on, his actual barriers recharge, and then he throws it back out again. Of course, while all this is going on, he's throwing damage out with his balls. Then he gets an ultimate, which is just completely ridiculous, and just wins a team fight with it. You compare that to Reinhardt, who is... okay, I swing my hammer and I do damage. Okay, now I shield. I can only do one because I'm like from the very first days of Overwatch. Now I'm not very clever, but I got a nice skin. And I swing my hammer and it's really good. I hammer swinging. Now I do damage. You can only do one thing at once. And then Reinhardt's got a suicide button in charge, which is pretty much universally seen as the worst ability in the game. Because if you charge, you're going to die. The only time you use charge is to get back to the fight or from spawn or whatever. You're not going to use it in a fight unless you can guarantee yourself a kill because it puts you at the mercy of the enemy team. As soon as you go for charge, the wind-up animation kicks in. Guess what this guy can do? Oh, that's right. He can throw a rock in your face and stun you. So then you're just on the floor and you look really stupid. It's like, oh no, oh no. It's a hard time for Reinhardt out there. I mean, the fact he does more damage with his hammer now, the fact he's got more armor helps, but it's still difficult. But what is Reinhardt really good for? And what isn't Sigma as good as? Well, Reinhardt can just run at you. So in this scenario here, I'm going to play it and I hope you just run forward. But I just would run forward. We've got a Zarya. We know we've got the support. So we're playing a little bit tanky. Yeah, look, he tried to rock, but we don't care about that. We just walk forward and smash his brains out. We keep coming forward. We just chase him down now. We don't need to go back. We go forward here. Like, we literally just we get over here. Rush this guy. Run forward because you're deep. Like, what's our McCree doing? He shouldn't be in front of our barrier, but whatever. He's a silver McCree. They're going to do this. And we just keep going forward. Just go forward, man. Just go forward. Like, we should be with these guys. We should be here. We should be pushing them here into the spawn. Like, let's go, let's go. Because we want this. Look, where are you, man? You're over here. I mean, I know you're protecting the Bastion, but it doesn't matter. We could be further forward and we're still protecting the Bastion. So it's just like little things like that. I think just pressing forward with, like, being more proactive, I guess. Okay, now, as the payload's moving, it would have been the right decision to move. Nice kill. To move back and just protect this Bastion. I'm not a fan of Bastion comps. I think they're absolutely garbage because Bastion is... It's one of those... It's like one of those things that you can play, which will work sometimes. And it just isn't like... Oh, I don't know. Like, it's part of Overwatch, so it's like, fair enough. Oh, dear. There's going to be a lot of damage coming through that, I think. Riptide from above, we're dead. Yep. Which, and again, we can see the answer they got to that straight away was one Riptide basically shut us down. Now, the problem we've got as a team now with the Bastion comp is how do we get Bastion back onto the payload? I can guarantee you we will not swap because he's nearly got his ultimate. So this player's like, no, I'm going to play Bastion. It's fine, it's fine. It's not now. So this is really, really bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. Oh, no. What? You're going to die. There's no value in this. He says, as everyone gets... Yeah, so we're dead. But... Right, we're going to go back to this because there's no... Like, every player is screaming and shouting at the screen here. Like, they're losing their mind because where is the value here, right? Right, oh my lord. Okay, so we charge into the fight. As Zarya is dead. Like, okay, the play here... I'm getting crazy here, right? The play. Zarya dies. McCree dies. Or unless he immediately starts running away. We do not move forward here. We stand here, right? And we're like, okay, we're just regrouping. Because we need our Zarya and we need our McCree back with the rest of us. And then we push over the bridge as a team. I don't know what our Anna's doing here. Just kill yourself, Anna. What are you doing there? Get in the drink and die. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you want to regroup, right? However, no, we're going for a hero play. So we come charging in. Zarya is dead. McCree runs away. Right, so we're in there now. Let me just explain to me, who do you see on this? Well, if I go like this, we'll see Anna. But if I go like this, who do we see here? This is a 1v6. A 1v6. What are you doing? I know you've got Earth Shatter, but it's not going to matter. So in we come. Massive. Let's go. 1v6. Big. The hugest Earth Shatter we've ever seen. 1 HP. I'm dead. No, I'm still alive. It's fine. Bastion tank mode. It's what I play. It's amazing. Hang on. We're dead. The payload's still moving backwards. Anna's caught out of position. She's dead. Our Bastion's just standing there. We get rezzed. Nothing's really happening. Our McCree's on the flank. We're going to move forward. Yes, I'll throw a crappy little fire strike through because it's going to make the difference. And then I'm just going to stand here and walk forward a little bit. And there's a grab. And I'm going to start meleeing into the grab. I'm trapped. Their Batiste is good. I'll have you know as well. Now I'm dead. So I'm in that. So in all of this, nothing actually happened. There's just loads of ultimates being used. And the only thing that's happened is the enemy team are in a good advantage and a good place because the payload ain't even moved. It's crazed. Like, it's absolutely crazed. Now, like, we can charge to get with them. Aim to the lamppost. That's it. There you go. Bring your shield up. That's it. Could have brought our shield up faster. Don't always worry about launching and yeeting a fire strike straight away. Let's just pause and discuss this because Reinhardt players, I mean, I'm guilty of this. I think every player is guilty of this probably. But you always want to fire strike. Like, when you charge, you come out of it and you're like, yeah, I'm going to fire strike. Try not to do that, right? Because the shield's a better play there. We need to walk forward and get space, get like area for our team to play from. We can worry about fire strikes when we can throw them cheeky around the corner. Obviously, we want to look for things like this. I mean, they've got their Reinhardt now, so we can talk a bit about Ryan 1v1s and stuff and looking for windows of opportunity to outplay him. But we don't want to charge this, really. Like, fire strike, it's not going to... Like, she absorbs 200 damage with this. We do not do 200 damage with a fire strike. So we throw it through her. It's just going to charge her. It's not going to give any damage. It's not going to basically make any difference, right? The bubble's then just going to manually turn off. We'd be looking for her to not have that up, and then we throw our fire strike through. But the critical thing here is we need to make sure we've got our Earth Shatter before the enemy Reinhardt's got his, and then we need to track his Earth Shatter. But, you know, I'm going to say this as well. Earth Shatter is absolutely garbage tier. It's one of the worst ultimates in the game at the moment. You can Earth Shatter entire teams, and it just doesn't matter. In the past, it used to. So now it's kind of like it doesn't really matter. So I think most of the play is generally just about positional stuff, like forcing the issue with your team. So, like, we don't want to let our barrier be destroyed here. Like, whenever we get bubbled as well, you can drop your barrier and just use your body, basically. So we should countercharge this as well. Now, I'm going to put that down to the fact that we need to bring our barrier up if we can. We need to barrier. You always barrier in a grab. Yeah, I'm going to put the fact that you didn't countercharge the Reinhardt down to the fact that we just wasn't used to playing against the Reinhardt, because obviously it was a Sigma. But, like, as soon as a Reinhardt goes to charge us, we should just charge him back, right? Because you want to take that both of you on the ground straight away. You don't ever want to get pinned because the damage is massive. Even though I said it's a terrible ability, and which it is, but if you do pin someone, obviously it's going to do loads of damage to them. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at now is we've got Earth Shatter, and I do like the fact that we're playing this corner here. So if I pause this here, this is what I want to see you do more of, right? This is really nice. So we're actually using the terrain, using line of sight to just sort of, you know, we're just peeking around with our barrier. We're not showing too much of it to give them a really easy target. Of course, it can still do damage to it, but we're just sort of peeking around the corner. I like to see that. We know we've got Earth Shatter. We probably don't know they've got Earth Shatter, but that's fine. And we're just going to wait here because we're going to get this, right? There's no way that we don't capture this, right? We absolutely capture it. There we go. They'd have to, like, suicide onto it. Their Reaper's looking for an ulti probably from above, which is probably going to come down now, I'd imagine. Because this is like, yeah, you'll just do it in your team. So this is like 100%, like, this is bronze tier play. Like, I mean, what the hell? He's just going to jump into your team and pop an ulti. He didn't even ult. Oh my god, what's happening? What's happening? Okay, so I mean, I don't mean to be demeaning there, but we won that fight, and so when we go for the charge there, it's I mean, what is that Reaper doing? He should have just done the bronze tactic. Instead, he ults at the end. Now, if he doesn't change his hero, I'm triggered. What is that guy doing? He ain't. I know he's not going to change. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? Right, why didn't we countercharge that? Anyway, the point I was making is, you did play well. We did win the fight, sure. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So this is... Oh, dear. So we lose because... Oh, dear. Okay, so we are not being aware that this guy's got Earth Shatter. Now, tracking ultimates is a little bit more of a... Is that Anna's weapon? Anna's weapon was just there on the floor. I swear to God it was. Tracking ultimates is something you should always get used to doing. At this level of the game, it's not too... I want to say integral to getting better. It's generally just about making better decisions, like from the hero you're playing against, what you're playing against. Anyway, Your Reinhardt, you should expect this guy to have Earth Shatter because we've not seen it. Like, we've literally not seen it since the guy selected the hero. So he's probably got it. We don't want to get hit with Earth Shatter, right? Watch what happens here. Let's slow this down. Look at this. In no world is this the right decision to make. We are sacrificing all of our defensive capability to charge into their front line. This is suicidal because there's a bunch of things that can happen. And of course, we know what happens. He Earth Shatters you. So, number one, he could Earth Shatter you. Number two, he could charge you back. Number three, they just move out the way and you don't get anyone, and then you end up in the back line and get destroyed. It's super risky. I mean, this really highlights how crazy charging is. And if you just didn't charge as much, you'd be in you wouldn't die here. Like, you actually wouldn't die. The play is to go, you know what? This guy's got Earth Shattered because I've not seen it. So I'm going to get the shatter out of him. And what I'm going to do is just be really super obnoxious in his face. Now, of course, if you'd had your barrier up and then you see this absolute monstrosity of a Batista thrown into your face, hello, Blizzard Balance team, you're like, shit, I need to get the hell out of here, so you back off, right? You would basically use the payload as cover, which is where you should be anyway, right? You should not be in front of the payload here because you're just going to take loads of damage. Payload's the best tank in the game. You would stand behind it with your barrier like this up. As soon as this comes up, you'd shout on the voice comms, like, back off, and you just run away. You just go like this. Oh, well, your ultimate no longer works, Batiste. We'll just sit here until it expires, and then we go again. Instead, you made the worst decision possible, and you charged straight into this. And I've slowed this down. Look at that Earth Shatter. I mean, it's risky, because, I mean, it's just a solo shatter, really. Shatters you, you're on the ground, smashing your brains out. Riptide goes into the back line. We're dead. This pushes over. And that's that. But that's fine, right? They used two ultimates there. So always look for positives. And I'm a big proponent of this, like, just in life as well. I mean, it's a bit rich me saying this because obviously, you know, I have stuff going on with my health every now and again. Like, it can fluctuate and God knows what, and I have different treatments and all that stuff. But always try and be positive, right? Look for positives in every situation. The positives there were, all right, we did charge and that was brain dead, but they used two ultimates there. Actually, they used three ultimates, sorry. They used Riptire, they used Batiste, and they used Earthshatter. So it's fine. It's like, okay, they used a bunch of ults, that's fine. They've also blown their BAP lamp as well. Our barrier's gone, but we couldn't really help that. And we're charging through that. I don't mind that. Again, like, I don't mind charging into a grab like that when they can't stop you. Because you need to get close to do melee damage. And Reinhardt is incredible amounts of damage in a grab. You can get there. So think about where you should be. No. This is stupid. This is actually stupid. Why are we wasting Earthshatter? Like, what are we doing? So let me just explain why this is frigging brain dead, right? This is, again, one of these mad things that drives me crazy. What happens if this guy had swapped a ball? And then he's on the payload and he's swinging around like crazy. We had an Earthshatter that could have just killed him. We could have shut him down on the ground and then killed him. What you should do here, right, it's not this, is we should be off the payload because we don't care about the payload. And we go to one of these doors, we pick one, and we just get ready to body block the hell out of it and shatter them or whatever, right? We stop when people get there. Instead, we're just blasting our ulti there. Oh, okay, it's probably unlikely ball would have got back. I don't know, actually. Might have done if it was a... But again, this is that thing with, like, bad habits, right? Don't do it. Just always think, I'm going to keep my tools available. Going for a victory shatter at the end, you could look stupid. One day you'll get egg on your face doing that kind of stuff. So don't do that. Okay. So let's go back because apparently the replay thing wasn't working. That's fine. All right then. So let's see how we start off with. Now, of course, the interaction with Reinhardt and Zarya is okay. This is you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going into a rant. Overwatch is a brilliant game, but it's a game designed for 6v6. It's a game where your team will work together. And when that happens, it's incredible. The problem is that doesn't happen on ladder because you're not playing with 6 people that you know. If you were, then this little sort of combination is actually world beating. You can do so much stuff with this. And all you need is simple stuff like knowing when Zarya is going to bubble you, or Zarya communicating with you saying, I've got bubble available, and then you asking for it. And you can do all kinds of incredible things. But unfortunately, that doesn't really happen in Overwatch. Take it from me. I mean, I've played tank. I think the highest I ever got on tank was like 4,200 or something. It was like very low top 500 for a few days, basically. And even then, it was very difficult to get that. Like, your players will just get better and they'll know when to bubble more instinctively and stuff. But even then, it becomes difficult. But it does make me sad because I'd like to see, a tournament system in Overwatch 2 Blizzard. Make it happen so we can play together in teams and have our own, like, squads. If there's any old school people out there, any of you guys remember Clan Base? I do. That was insane back in the day. Anyway, let's get stuck into this. So, taking this corner, don't mind it. I think it's totally fine. We can just yeet a fire strike out. I'm not bothered. They're going for a Bastion comp again. Seems to be very common at this rank. Yeah, we don't want to just stand here and let him burn our shield, though. Like, we just stand by the wall. Like, he's not doing anything, right? He's just literally standing there. We don't need to give him something to shoot at. Azari's been a bit forward there. We've got to be careful here, right? Really careful pushing this far forward. Because look, they can Orisa grab us. We're taking loads of damage. We're going to lose our front line here because we're walking into their front line. But their front line has got tons of damage because of the Bastion, sorry. We did manage to get a kill, though. So at least our Bastion kind of killed there. So we'll have to see where this goes. But it's not ideal, right? We should have waited for this to get to the corner. And then we look to engage. Amakri again. Why is he walking in front of the barrier? It's so insane to me. What are these players doing? It's almost like he can't fire because he looks at the barrier. He's like, I can't see through it. Look at, he's just going forward. Jabassi, what are you doing? We need to find out what this Jabassi guy is doing. What is he doing? No, Jabassi, use the shield. This is possibly the most triggering stuff I've ever seen in my life. Look, even now he's like he doesn't want to use the back. Anyway, whatever. We don't care about that guy. Okay, so now it's getting close to the corner. This is where we can start using our... Like, we can stop the payload moving, right? We just need to keep feathering our shield, bringing it down. We can take damage. Like, don't be afraid of taking damage as Reinhardt. It's going to give your support ultimate charge, right? Obviously, if there's a tank mode Bastion in your face, we need to be afraid there. You see, again, it's always going to be difficult for us to get any... Well, that is a risky res. I think it's worked, though. I will say, though, that you are... I think you are pretty good for knowing when to do damage and when to shield, right? Because when a fight is breaking out, you are... I mean, that's just praised, right? But when a fight is breaking out, you do seem to know when it's go time with the hammer. We're not just walking around with our shield when we could be swinging. What does this achieve? It's a simple question. Where, like, it's the meme. Where is the value, right? Where is the value here? The fight's over. So we're just going to shatter these guys and wreck them. And we're nanoed. It's like mad. Like, don't always think because I've been nanoed, I've got to make some sort of crazed play. Like, we're going to die here now. We're dead here. Oh, nice sleep off Anna. We're lucky. But, like, that doesn't actually change anything. Like, these guys would still only be attacking now anyway. You see what I'm saying? So we give them 2 ultimates for that. It's not worth it. And also, if you do get nanoed, you don't have to make a play. Look at the... I mean, let's just go back and watch this again because it'll make more sense if we look at it. So, we're going through here. We're blasting. We're swinging our hammer. Everything's grand. Everyone's dying. We're loving it. The fight's over. We've killed their main tank. We've killed their main support. It's all beautiful. It's juicy. Their Reaper's won. Am I saying you're nanoed and you're not? No, yeah, you are nanoed. I'm off my head. Yeah, you are nanoed. What? When did she nano you then? Is it before the shatter or after the shatter? Nah, yeah, it was before, obviously. So, yeah, I think this is just one of those cases of I've nanoed, I've got to make a play. But just look at what was in front of you, right? Even if she did nano you, okay, you just look forward and think, well, there's just a Reinhardt and a Mercy and literally a half-dead Bastion. I'm just going to walk towards them. I'm not going to use my ulti because I'm going to use that in the next fight. But instead, we just invested everything. And then we end up making this crazy, like, deep dive into the enemy spawn, effectively. And we do get lucky, right? But look, the play so far has been pretty decent, right? You're holding generally good positions. I wish you push forward a little bit more sometimes when you can. You're generally holding the corner quite well, which is fine. You are using the terrain. You seem to be using the back of this payload a little bit better compared to what we've seen on the attack phase where we were generally in front of the payload quite a bit. We're just yeeting fire strikes into them, which is... It's like... It's okay, right? You just need... Like, again, you need to be... What is our Bastion doing? Like, why was our Bastion on the low ground there? Was he on the low ground? Am I being harsh? I think he was, wasn't he? Because he seems to have been pulled down from the low ground. But you need to be aware of what the enemy team have got. Now, as a Reinhardt player, I'm losing my mind because they've got a Roadhog. And the problem with Roadhog is, if you go for a fire strike, he can hook you. If he's close enough, yeah? So you're dead. So you've got to be super careful of that. And also, he can just delete your barrier. He's going to put loads of damage into it. They've also got a Bastion. It's going to be nightmare fuel for us. But Sometimes you need to be like less willy-nilly, and this is so bad. Less willy-nilly with a fire strike. Now, that was bad, but you were dead anyway, so I'm not really too fussed, right? I mean, you just die on the payload there. It's fine. The thing that's causing us problems here is we've got a Bastion, and these Bastion comps are just so annoying to play with because, like, I know that in the back of your mind you want to protect the Bastion, which is fine, and you kind of need to do it to enable him. But also, it really hamstrings us in what we can actually do with other stuff, and it's going to be difficult to get their Bastion off the payload. Yeah, so again, like, charging into that. So that is throwing the game. That is absolutely throwing the game. When you tell me you're Plat, no, I don't even think a Plat player would do that. Maybe they do on console, I don't know, but that is actually the lowest of the low, terrible Reinhardt play. That is so bad. That's the sort of play I expect of someone who doesn't understand how to play Reinhardt. Because watch this, right? You'll see how mad this looks, right? So look at our team coming into view. It's all beautiful, right? We're all together. At this moment in time, I'm like, this is jazzy. It's groovy, baby, right? I have watched Austin Powers the other day. It's amazing. I was going to say the name of the film, but that probably would get my video demonetized or something. Anyway, right, we're moving forward here. Let's slow it right down. We notice a Reaper on the side. It's cool. It's fine. We're all fine. We're jazzy. We're groovy, baby. All we got to do here is shield, right? All we've got to do is get our team forward. We just keep shielding. What we don't do is what we've just done. Because our barrier, I know it was about to break. I fully understand that. But the play here is to try and survive as long as you can. Your play was, no, sir, I am going to charge them. Now, as you're charging, watch your health bar. As we watch it absolutely evaporate into nothing as a Bastion is drilling us with the rest of their team because we've got no defensive capability. We are then absolutely doubly annihilated with an earth shatter and everything. We're down and out for the count. This payload is still moving. The good news is we do have our Bastion set up here, and he is damage boosted, so he's doing a lot of damage to their front line. Although this is going to be interesting now. That grab could have been huge. I don't know whether it's going to matter, though. Oh, tank mode could be huge. Oh, that is disgusting, that hook. Nice charge. So actually, that Reinhardt did a really nice charge. They're my cross-sectional charges. I love them. These are sort of short-range charges, like across the back of a payload into a wall like that, or in this case there. I love those charges. They're great. Yeah, this is still looking like we kind of lose this. We're charging to get back into the fight, which is fine. We're going to go for an earth shatter probably straight away, aren't we? Which isn't going to matter because, look, our team are dead. So we really don't want to shatter here. We just want to chill. That's it. We can just keep chilling. Like, look, we're healthy, right? We just chill. We just chill. We can look for shatter. I mean, we die, but it's fine. But you sort of did the right thing there, right? The worst thing would have been just charging in and dropping the shatter. Because we know we're going to die if we do that. There's no follow-up damage anyway to capitalize on shatter. And Shatter's stun effect is so slow, like so minimal now. It's just crap. But yeah, just staying alive was the play. The longer you stay alive, the more of a problem you present to the enemy team. So this is why you've got to get into your head about charging, because you're charging at them and just dying every single time. Stop doing it. Like, they love it when you charge. Okay, so his hook's down. We can start pushing forward. We can stop. It's always going to be difficult. Why was that Anna? Not. Oh, no. So that was a difficult. I get that. I get that was difficult, and I don't think there was much you could do there. Our Anna was just off to the side and just got instantly evaporated by the Bastion. And then we're in this difficult position where we want to push forward to try and slow the payload, but we can't. This is probably going to highlight how worthless Shatter is. Although that's a good kill on the Bastion. No, I think we do take this. That grab was great. Now, if there was communication, that was fine. Now, the Shatter there... It's always a difficult one, Shatter is, because, like, look, nobody's going to say this is a bad Shatter. Like, it's not a bad Shatter, what we see here. It really isn't. But it's also... Let's speed it up. Like, so this... We're charging in, right? I mean, the play is just like, all we're going to do here is try and survive. And the way you've tried to survive here is absolutely the way I would have tried to survive, right? So you've shattered them. This gives you valuable time to stay alive, which is fine. This is obviously a problem because it's not in the shatter range, but we don't care. The Bastion is the main damage here. This shatter, though, does enable us to get into a good position. So, best shatter I've seen off you in the game by far. We run forward and start swinging our hammer, right? We get hooked. We're on the front line. We are taking a lot of damage, but it's okay. Our Anna is giving us support. So, we're sort of okay as is. Our Bastion is miles away, not really doing anything. And we're just like completely involved in a brawl here. And this again shows me that you do know how to play Reinhardt, because you're swinging your hammer here. There's no hesitation, right? We're throwing hammers. We're throwing fire strikes. We kill that Bastion. And that Bastion, honestly, with him dying, does now mean we can take control of this. As Zarya goes for a grab, which I think was just a pure reaction grab. But that's fine. We charge through them, which again is okay when it's like that. I don't mind charging into a grab. It's sometimes not always the best idea, because that Roadhog could have hooked you and you'd do no damage. So if you just ran up to him and started swinging your hammer, you'd obviously do more damage, right, than just a straight up charge, because you're hitting 3 people at once. But I don't mind it, because it takes somebody straight out of the fight. So it's like, whatever. So this is good play, right? And we take control of this. So that's good. I think what we've seen there is good play. And I'm happy with that. But what are we doing now? Like, what's the plan? Yeah? Where are we going? What are we doing? The plan ain't to sit on the payload. It's never to sit on the payload. Like, we should be forward. We should be over here. We should be checking them, seeing where they're coming from, right? I mean, okay, we've got a McCree up there. He's doing whatever he wants. We could be here. We could throw a fire strike through them. Like, we could literally be here, pop our head around the corner, yeet a fire strike, hits them, we get ult charge. Remember, this game is all about trying to get our Earth Shatter up and available before their Reinhardt, because that gives us a big advantage, or it used to. So I'm really worried here with our team positioning. And again, we can't do anything about this. It's super frustrating. So Reaper's porting up here, going to play with our McCree. So a Mercy Reaper versus a Mercy McCree. So they win that. Let's just watch this. They win that 100%. By McCree. So our Mercy is going to pop her ulti. So's theirs. Everybody's using ultis. They actually... Okay, we're going to go back here, because the enemy team did a really good thing here, right? So our problem, and I'm going to blame you for this. I'm just going to blame you for it, right? Players generally will follow the main tank. So if you move forward into a more aggressive position, so if you're not just sitting on the payload, I know why you're doing it, because you've got a Bastion. And I just hate Bastion. It's such a bad habit. Like, it ruins tanks. It ruins everyone. It's just so annoying. Anyway, I mean, it's all right if you want to bring it out for like a cheeky last-second defense, but just playing it all the time. Oi. And this Bastion versus Bastion thing. Anyway, we should be forward here, right? If we're here, we're not only protecting our Ana, who is in a mad position as well, and God knows what, but we're getting more value, right? And then we just slowly would back off as they come around the corner, and we're backing off. Bastion might even get the message or the memo and set up in a better position. Like, maybe he sets up here or something, so he can just spray shots through to them. Anyway, we end up with this McCree brawl happening against the Reaper, which is never going to work, because... well, he's just going to get deleted, and he does. And then we end up seeing us just sitting here protecting the Bastion. Now, there is value to be had here. Obviously, the Bastion is going to be able to do something. But what I really like for the enemy team, and the reason why I paused this, is look how they got into a position. The enemy team, even though, right, they've lost... well, they haven't actually lost anyone, so... yeah, no, they haven't. This is really good, actually. For Silver, this is really good. So they push around the corner with their Reinhardt. Now he's on the front line. Baptiste drops his ulti there, but not only that, look where their Bastion's set up. Like, they're in a really nice position here to just take control of the payload. Tons of damage is being poured through. Everyone's being absolutely deleted. It's really good play. And they've used a lot of ultimates to do this, but it's fine, right? So, like, from our perspective, okay, they outplayed us, but they used a lot of ultimates. We don't mind. We managed to stall quite well there, so it's actually a good result. Now we've got Earth Shatter. They've got Earth Shatter as well, so that's always going to be an interesting one to see how that plans out or plays out. But, like... we know he's looking for a hook there as well, so we should never, ever get hooked by him. Uh-oh. We're going to shatter again. Yeah, we're dead. We're so dead. Okay, we're so dead, but we killed everyone. Good God. Okay, what the hell happened here? So he hooks us in, and then, like, we're dying on the front line. Anna's like, God, Nano. And then you shatter, and then you go in, and all right, we kill that guy. Hogs out of it. Oh my God, that swings. Amazing, honestly.
This is not over.
I'm joking. Oh my Lord. Hang on, let me pause. Oh my Lord, I need... I'm actually... oh my God. But you understand how that is bad, though? Like, just charging into the enemy team is generally suicidal. Nice counter charge, right? And I suppose moral of the story is it hasn't really made any difference because they've just got back onto the payload anyway and just set back up with the Bastion. Like, we've never really stopped them doing the Bastion. Remember, like, how they stopped us as well. Dealing with a Bastion is... This is always... I remember back at the start of Overwatch, right? There was loads of videos. I think I even made videos like how to beat the pirate ship and all this crap. You can't beat it on your own, right? And this is why it's so effective at these ranks. You have to beat the pirate ship. Just... No. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you didn't need to... You did. I was going to say you didn't need to shatter. You did. It was the last fight. I've lost my mind from all of that coughing I was doing and choking after that charge. Oh, no. I forgot what I was saying about the thing. It's totally gone out of my head. I apologise, ladies and gentlemen. I'll sound like an idiot when I'm editing this back. I'll look at it and I'll be like, what was I talking about? What an idiot. I've also just noticed that guy's name is Mr. Larry on the other team. I don't know, that just makes me laugh. Oh, yeah, dealing with the Bastion, that was it. So, Bastion, it's a team effort most of the time. There are things that can be done, though. So, you could use a Junkrat against it and like, throw a Riptire into it. But if they've got a Batiste can counter that. And it just becomes so hard to deal with it. Like, Sombra can EMP, and that's often what you'll see is somebody will swap to Sombra. But then the problem is there's no damage, right? Because that person, all they're trying to do is EMP or hack the Bastion. And they're not actually doing anything else. So it just gets really, like... often, a lot of the time, it's just to pour damage into the Bastion and just kill it. But I do understand it is difficult to deal with. And it can be effective at these ranks because people just don't play around them. It's like Bastion into Bastion into Bastion. And it becomes super frustrating. Like, so here, that's a really good play off the Roadhog. But we were screwed anyway because the Batiste had dropped down Immortality Field. And there's a number of abilities in Overwatch that are broken. And the top of the list is the Immortality Field. Because it just stops people dying. It is so powerful. In that scenario there, you as a Reinhardt, you're screwed. Because you're in there swinging your hammer. You probably can't even hit the Immortality Field. Maybe it's even too high to get to. You know, it's difficult. Alright, so we need to play the corner here. No. This is feeding. Like, this is mad feeding, yeah. Look at our team, right? Why did we push into this? This is why you're silver. Because we're dying way too often, right? Look at our team. 2 of them are dead. So what we do is instead of playing this corner here and just be like, oh God, the payload's coming, like, and then just backing off, because what can we do about it, really? Not much. We just go straight in. We're way out of position. We're dead. I mean, our hog got a hook. We're dead. So we lose this point now, and it's going to feel frustrating for our team because it's going to be difficult to stop this Bastion as it moves forward through this phase now. So it's probably going to get round to here. I mean, it might even get to here, right? It's going to be difficult to stop this Bastion. That's the moral of the story here. Now, it would always have been difficult to stop the Bastion, right? Don't get me wrong. But we shouldn't have just fed ourselves into it. Because we're just giving ultimate charge to the whole enemy team. And it doesn't really make any sense to do that. You know, as we feed ourselves back into the Bastion meat grinder. Okay, so. We hope our team regroup here. And they don't just run out like mad. I mean, we can take the high ground and then try and drop down from behind. We could take the high ground to just try and pressure the Bastion. We are taking the high ground, which I'm kind of surprised about. I do know we're up here now, and we're sort of going, like, what are we doing? So I think we're just looking for an absolute mental backline shatter. This is not the play. This really isn't the play, because you don't get any follow-up, right? So, you know, I'm just going to react to this. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It does nothing. Everyone's dead. No. Ryan, look at you. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? All right, we got to go back. My throat is even more destroyed. It's just, it's baffling. So, in a Bastion versus Bastion fight, the one thing we need is a barrier. And you've got the barrier and you just left the fight. So, what happens is, their Bastion deletes our front line. Their Reinhardt goes, there's no Reinhardt here. I'll just earth shatter them. Yeah? Yeah, so I'll just shatter them, and he does. And the damage is huge, right? You are like, hi guys, here I am. And I'm going to hit you with the most juiciest earth shatter and do no damage and then die. Yeah, it's sad. But it's also, it's one of those things where I know what you're trying to do. I know you're trying to make a play. I know you're trying to force the issue. Why is he in tank mode? Bastion is just like, Well, they are using a lot of ultimates, but they did sort of do what I predicted, which is pretty much walk all the way through this point. And they're probably going to walk all the way almost to the end of the... I mean, we can contest here, and we can contest inside the building, right? But yeah, we don't want to poke there. We're on our own. Like, where is the value we get from that scenario? Our Junkrat's behind them. Does he have Riptire? Oh, no. I think our Junkrat is trying to get round to somehow do damage to the Bastion, but like he's so far removed from the fight. Again, this is one of the problems. Like, I think teams would just fare better if they just literally fight the Bastion head on. Like, everyone goes and we all go at the same time, instead of messing about with like trying to get into flank positions and trying to do damage. Because now, like, we're really disjointed, and it's going to be, yeah, we just shatter. Yeah. Actually, we might do okay here, maybe. The Reaper. No, we got 2 really important kills there, so I think we stop this. So you did play well there. But there's not really much you could do there, right? It's overtime. We've just got to go in. We've got to use our ultimates, do whatever. It's the last fight, and you did. And I'm fine with that. So, like, you're a good player. It's just this, like, you kill yourself a lot. And obviously that's bad. And it becomes really apparent as Reinhardt, because you end up you kill yourself. Like, if you die as Reinhardt, it's bad if you die as anyone. But dying as Reinhardt, it's so easy to do, because you just press one button. You're like, I'm charging, and I'm dead. And it's sad. All right, let's see what happens here. So again, we've got the going into a Bastion. No, we are a Bastion, and they aren't a Bastion. See, so the enemy... like, okay, if I was to say now, predict who's going to win, I think the enemy team win. Simply because it looks like they're trying to deal with the Bastion. And the way they're going to do that is with the Junkrat, right? If this Junkrat just spams and spams and spams, it's going to be really hard for Bastion to get anything done. It's going to be up to this player to swap, right? And we'll see what happens, right? But our job here is like, right, we need to make sure that this Junkrat spam isn't so much that it destroys us. Yeah, we also keep our barrier up. Yep, that's totally fine, because we don't want him to hook. Barrier up again, we move forward. Don't back off. There's no reason to back off there. Okay, we should be winning this. It's a bit ropey. Just play the corner, swing your hammer, counter charge. We wouldn't have died if we counter charged there, I don't think. I mean, we could still have been hooked, obviously, but there's little delays in decision making, right? It's like when you see a charge, just charge immediately back at it. In fact, it should just become muscle memory, right? I don't even care if you've got charge off cooldown or whatever. You spam it. As soon as the Reinhardt's charging at you, you charge into him. That's it. 100% all the time. Counter charge him. Yeah, there are scenarios and times where you shouldn't countercharge, but whatever. Just get into the habit of doing it. You can worry about working that out as you get better at the game. That's it. Yeah, I think you know that Roadhog's there. Yeah. Okay, his hook's down. He's dead. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Just about. Okay, good. They're trying to use their ultimates. They're trying their best to stop us. The thing I'm worried about is this is similar to like when you use a Mei against the Bastion, right? It's when Mei gets her ult, she's really good against the Bastion. Or just really good anyway in overtime against payloads. Or when Junkrat gets his Riptide. So all I'm seeing here is we have no... Well, we do have a Batiste. No, we don't, sorry. We don't have a Batiste. We have no way of dealing with the Junkrat when it comes through with the Riptire. So I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, all right, he's almost got his Riptire. Oh, he swapped his hero. Wow. Okay, that could be huge. That is actually huge. Now, he should not have done that. That is a really bad play by that Junkrat player, because... Did he... Yeah, 89%. And he's dead, and he swaps. He's on 90% to Riptire. I don't know what that was about. Maybe his team were flaming him or something. I don't know. But that Riptire was the win condition for the team. We should have blocked that as well. Actually, could have blocked that. It was so far away from us. But, like, you see, he earth shattered and then charged us. And look where he is. He's dead. It never works. Like, Reinhardt's a hero. I think Blizzard built as a hero that's meant to do that. But he's just... Never works. Don't charge. Only counter charge. Just get in there and smash his brains in with a hammer. Go on, help him. Oh. Should have helped Zarya. I said help him. It's Zarya. Should have went in there and helped Zarya. You do realise they're behind you. This is... we're going to get hooked from behind. Oh, no. Okay. But we almost did what they managed to do. So it's this game, even though we lose, it's pretty close, right? There isn't a major difference. I just think their DPS were better. Which might be a bit of a generalistic comment to make, but I just think there were. But there were loads of things you did wrong. And hopefully you could see that in this video. And that's what OverAnalyzed is all about. So thank you guys for watching the show. It is my pleasure, as always, to make these. I'm going to try and make quite a few over the Christmas period and guess the rank on the go again and do the bronze hero stuff and all of that stuff. Like I said, guys, I still am getting through what's been going on with me recently with the medication and whatever, and it kind of makes me go all over the place sometimes. So like I can have days where I can't really do too much and days where I can. So I'm just trying to do my best to keep stuff coming. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, if you do have stuff for coaching, go to unitloss.com/overanalyzed and submit away. And yeah, I will catch you, lovely lot, on the next video. Toodaloo.